Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lucie and I run a small crochet plushie business called BubbleCatCrochet. It has been a few days now since Penistone Show. That was on Saturday the 13th of September. Today is Thursday the 18th, I think, without double checking. And I'm feeling really good. It was an amazing show day. I will say it felt very slow, like the first couple of hours, and I was a little bit worried because obviously I'd taken a lot more stock than I've ever had to a market. So it was kind of like, please don't all be in vain, you know, all those late night crochet sessions, please let them pay off. And thankfully from about, I think it was about 11 or 11:30 in the morning, it really picked up and we had an amazing day. The best day yet, which is very exciting. So I will talk more about that in just a minute because I have here a big I'm picking something one and I'm not that strong. A big IKEA bag that's got everything in there that didn't sell. It does look like quite a lot, but I did have 4 full bags of stuff in the end for Penistone Show. So actually come home with about half a bag, including a big basket. Feels pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. Before I dive into market results, I just wanted to show you a couple of things that I've been working on this week. I've had a few orders, which has been very nice, nothing too crazy, and potentially some exciting news yet to be confirmed, but potentially 2 exciting pieces of news. First up, pumpkins. It is September, which means I am in full-on pumpkin spiced caramel macchiato mode. I am obsessed with them. And pumpkins. So one of my friends very kindly ordered 2 of these. I will stop hitting them in a minute because I forget that I always bangs the microphone. And I love making these and I want my own pumpkins, so I might have to make my own as well. But yeah, I absolutely love these. It was originally a pattern test for the farmhouse stitch and it's my favourite pumpkin pattern I've ever found, ever tried. I have tried a couple of other ones, but this one is my favourite. Look how cute they are. I love the little bow. You get this little curly vine. This is the small size. So I made this size before and the medium. I did go a little bit rogue and make like a super giant pumpkin. If you were around watching my videos last year, you will have seen that one. But yeah, my friend just wanted 2 of these. So these will be winging their way off to their new home very soon. Staying on the pumpkin theme, I had an order for a pumpkin cat. I reopened my Etsy shop on, I think it was Friday night before the show on Saturday, just in case anyone was at the show and they wanted something that I'd sold out of, or if they took a business card. My Etsy shop's on there, so I thought I'd probably open it for a couple of days, maybe a week or so, see how I feel, and I'll decide if I want to leave it open or not. But I have been quite ruthless. I've taken down some listings that I don't enjoy making anymore. I've added some new ones, so sneak peek, these little cute otters are available to buy on there. And I reinstated the pumpkin cats because I took them down when it turned to winter last year because pumpkins in winter, maybe it could be a thing. Who knows? Anyway, cats. So here we have pumpkin cat. This is the XL loaf cat pattern that I use. It's the Annie Caraway art one, but I do modify it a little bit. And then I actually used the hat from her fruit cat pattern to make this little pumpkin stalk. And how cute is he? I love him. This yarn is Bernat Blanket as well and it is super soft. So he's going home today. And he is going home with Mr. Otter that I have just showed you. So I took sneak preview. I took 3 of these to Penistone Show and they sold super fast. I wasn't sure if they would. I didn't know if they'd be like a little bit hit and miss at otters, but yeah, there were a lot of otter fans. And this one sold, and I've sold another 4 since adding them to my Etsy shop, so I need to get cracking with those. But yes, he's very cute. This is my favourite colour. This is Cookie by Yarnsmith Snug as a Bug, and I just love it. He's so cute. And then finally, I have a rat. So this is just a solid grey rat. This one has red eyes. He's going home alone. That's it for orders. So I will go into the exciting-ish news now, but as I said, it's not confirmed. I wanted to see how I felt after this market because obviously it had been quite a while since my last one. That was back in May. That was at Worlow Hall Farm and I did their Highland Cow show. It was amazing. I do have a market video for that as well. So if I remember, I will link it here, but if not, you can go to my channel and find it there. but they are having a Christmas event and I've requested an application form. I think I might be too late, which is really sad because I think it'd be fun to do. It's a 2-day event, so it'll give me lots of chance to get crocheting, and it's just the loveliest place. They do so much amazing work, and I'd really like to do it. So fingers crossed I'm not too late. I have sent that email. I'm just waiting for a response. And the other bit of exciting news, there is a very cute little shop that is looking for more makers to sort of like rent a space, rent a shelf, and I'm thinking about it. So I've just got the information pack to this morning. I've not had a chance to read through everything yet, so I need to do that. But I'm considering it. I have thought about this before, but I wasn't sure where would be the right kind of fit. I wanted something that's fairly local to me. There was one about a year ago, I think, might not have been that long ago, but they had approached me to stock in their shop that was very local to me, but it was always very quiet. I go for my hair doing that opposite, and whenever I went for my hair doing, there's no one in, and there was never anyone in. So it kind of just, it put me off a little bit, and I wasn't sure if it was the right time. Obviously my Etsy shop was ridiculous, so I wasn't 100% sure. Now I think I found a really good balance of doing markets, actively looking and planning my next market and feeling excited about it. But I love the freedom that gives me to make whatever I want to make. So I'm thinking a shop and renting a shelf. It probably work out very similar in terms of cost to running my Etsy shop, because as we all know, Etsy like their fees. And it gives me the chance to make whatever I want to make for the shelves rather than having to make specific things that are ordered on demand. So that's my potentially exciting news. I haven't made any decisions yet. Haven't been accepted to the market yet because I'm waiting to see. So please keep your fingers crossed. If I don't get accepted into that one, I will be looking for another one. I really want to do a Christmas market this year, and I will of course keep you updated with my plans for that. Let's talk about Penistone Agricultural Show. It was amazing. I did actually get some really cute bits from there as well from other makers. So I got these 2 coasters from Art and Wellness, and I love them. They kind of give me like cute Twilight vibes. I am a die-hard Twilight fan, so I had to get those, and these were actually opposite me at the event, so they were really lovely people. I also got a very cute dog collar for Arthur. I'll try and insert pictures of all of these. So I got him this. It's like a check sort of tartany-ish pattern collar. I absolutely love it. He looks very handsome in it, and it is so well made and strong, because when I tell you that dog can pull on the lead, he can pull. So when we do walk him on his lead and collar, then if we're going to vet something, he needs to have something that is strong enough, and it's just brilliant. So I absolutely love it. I got this cute little dish. This little trinket dish is what I'm planning to use it for. This is from Armpits Pottery. I had a really lovely chat with this guy, and it was interesting to talk to someone else who was quite keen to keep their pottery work as a hobby rather than it feeling like a job. And that's something that really resonated with me after the past couple of months, and it feeling like a lot of hard work running my little crochet business. Now I feel really positive about it and good about it. So that was a really interesting chat. And then finally I got this horse coaster. If you know me, you know that I am obsessed with horses. So I got this and this cute little keyring as well from Mike's Crafty Hands, who I've seen at Penistone Show before. We were both there together last year, so that was really nice. I didn't do this event on my own. I was very lucky, and my dad came down, which was amazing because he is like the best salesman ever. I set him a challenge just as the market opened. I was like, right, if you can sell that big Highland Cow, I will buy dinner. Which I probably should have done anyway, because he gave up his entire weekend to help me out. But anyway, great daughter that I am. And he did. He sold the giant Highland Cow. He also managed to sell my giant rainbow octopus and the big pink fluffy Loch Ness monster. So 3 of our stars of the show are no longer with us. I will add a little picture of my market setup here, featuring a very cold me, who I think I either had 2 or 3 hoodies on, so I kind of feel like the Michelin Man in that picture. But it was very cold. But this is my new setup. I'm super proud of it. So we've got some new shelves and things going on. I managed to weave some little ivy leaf vine things around my display cubes, which I think looks really nice. We have a brand new, very jazzy, much brighter green than I anticipated tablecloth that I really like, because it's one of the drapey ones instead of the ones you have to try and wrangle it under the foot of the table. and I made my own little table banner thing. I actually got this from a little small business on Amazon. I didn't even know they had small business on Amazon, but the service was amazing. So I will link the specific one that I ordered in the box below if you are interested in getting your own banner, because it was really cheap and it came super fast. I think it came like 3 days after I ordered it, like 3 working days. So it was really quick and it's perfect. I absolutely love it. So I feel like we look much more professional than we did last year. I did start keeping track of everything that sold. However, I rapidly lost interest in marking everything down, or got distracted, kept wandering off and buying things, so I kept missing things that had sold and my dad was selling it. So I'm going to go through this bag, see what's in there, and then I have the list of everything that I had at the market, so I can sort of figure out from that how much we had versus how much sold. The first one's an easy one. I had 3 baby otters. So I had one in this colour, one in like the sandy camel colour, and then one in chocolate brown. All 3 of those sold, so I will definitely be making more of those for markets because a lot of people like otters, it would appear. I had so many nice comments about that, the otters, and people that are like huge otter fans. So I'm thinking I might also make is it Rowan the otter, the snuggler? Might make a couple of those as well. But yeah, they were so popular that I added them to my Etsy shop and we've sold 4 since, so doing pretty well. For some reason I thought it would be a good idea to empty everything on the floor. I'm now regretting that decision. Next we have chunky chickens. This is my own pattern, but it's basically just a free-handed chicken pattern to give them a nice size. I really like this sort of size and shape because they're quite tall rather than being that longer and squatter, I guess. I'm not sure what the right word is. I really love this variegated yarn from Snug as a Bug. But yeah, we had 10 of these and we sold 8, so I have 2 left. If I don't have any of the items left, I'll try and pop a picture on here. So chunky bears, I had 10 mallards and we sold 10 mallards. I had 10 chicks and we have quite a few of these left actually. I should have said this at the beginning, but all of the patterns will be linked in the description box below so you don't have to go hunting for them. So we have 5 of these left. So we have 3 in this more vibrant orange, and who are you waving at? We have 2 in this like softer yellow. I feel like chicks might be more of like an Easter market kind of thing, maybe. And then chubby seagulls. Now, seagulls usually do really well for me, so I was a little surprised we came home with some of these, but we do have a few left over. There we go. So we went with 10 and we came back with 5 again. Cows, I made 2 of the Charlie the Calf pattern. I love this pattern so much, and it was sort of, I think this might have been my first foray into embroidered eyes, which I really fell down a rabbit hole and I'm enjoying. And these both sold, so I was really happy that they both found cute little homes. Della the duck, I wish I'd made more of these because I think that these would have been very popular, but again I only took 1 Della duck, but she did sell. Dinos, I had 2. If you remember, this was a pattern test, and I had this one that was standing up, and then I did one in Banat Sparkle in like the sparkly green, and that one sold. That was a sitting one. So we just have this little standing up fella left out of the 2. Drift the octopuses. So I can never say octopuses right. I have 2 left and we had 12, so 10 of these sold, which is pretty good. What I will say is that because I had so much stock and I massively underestimated the amount of variety that I'd got, so I thought I might struggle to fill the table. I don't know how, because I usually fill it anyway when with half this amount, but I had so many different things that not everything could be out on the table at once, so these didn't come out until quite late in the day. I'm not really surprised we've got 2 left, but I am surprised that we still have this colour because he is my favourite. I did take my little floopy foxes, and sadly I came home with one, which I feel very bad because she's on her own, so I'm going to have to remake Phantom and Floof because I can't have her on her own. And I'm also going to make the rest of the crew because I really want them to live on my desk. So yeah, out of the 3 we brought one of those home. Our beautiful fairy moth cat, pattern test for Annie Caraway Art. This sold. A little bit sad because it was so beautiful, but yeah, this one has gone to a very lovely new home for the sweetest little girl. I was looking around for leftover frogs, and I should know I don't have any because there were these 2 boys that must have bought like well over half my stock of frogs. They kept coming back and buying more frogs and more frogs, so we don't have any left. We did have 25. I have none, so I better get cracking with the frog reproduction. Grumpy cats, I don't think I have a standalone photo of these, but I do have a photo where you can sort of see them, so I'll try and zoom in. But it's the Big Bebes pattern. I might have shown these actually. I think I did show these before the market, so if you haven't seen that, watch that bit and you can see them there. But these two grumpy cats were, I think, the first things to sell. Big mistake only making two. Should have definitely made more, because the people that came by absolutely loved them, and yeah, they're really popular, so I'm definitely making more of those. I remember making one when I think I'd been crocheting about a month or two, and he still lives upstairs in my daughter's room. He's called Constantine and she absolutely adores him. But I was using a 5mm hook then, and the tension was not great, so he's quite big. The new ones with like my improved tension and 4.5mm hook are such a cute little size, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna make more of those. They're just really fun to make. I think they'd be good on my Etsy shop as well. Hedgehogs, I had one, he sold. Again, he wasn't out for most of the day. I put him on the table and he sold within, I think, about a minute, if that. It wasn't even really worth me writing the price tag because he just went straight away. It was a little bit weird because last year I think I had about 4 or 5 hedgehogs and they were seriously slow to sell. They weren't shifting. So this year I'd got one left over and I thought, I'll just take it. And if we start to run low, I'll chuck him on the table. And he sold. So I'm really glad that he found his little forever home. Giant Highland Cow is no longer with us, and still a little bit surprised, to be honest, because yeah, it's quite the hefty price tag on that cow. With it being like a display piece, it was, and the amount of time that went into it, the wrist pain after was extreme. So yeah, it was, I'm really happy it's gone, but also really sad because he looks amazing on my stall. I think I might make another one. I might make it with a bigger hook as well, so it's like XXXL cow. Yeah, I'm amazed that it's sold. A little bit sad because my stall's gonna look very empty without him, like, chilling with me. He's been to the last 2 markets, but yeah, absolutely delighted that he's sold. So well done, Dad. Sticking on the mini Highland Cow theme, I made 3 of the little ones because I just didn't fancy making any more. In all honesty, I was running out of steam by this point rapidly, and I'd left them way too late in the market prep season to have the oomph to keep going making them. So I just made 3. They were actually pretty slow to sell, which is weird because, well, I guess at the Highland Fling event, it was a Highland Cow event, so you would expect them to sell. But they were pretty steady to sell at this one. But yeah, they did all go. I took 1 horse, which is probably a bit daft, but I don't have time to make any more. I took this one. It was a pattern test for Princess Plushies, and this one sold kittens. So I am actually really surprised by one of these, because this is a pattern test for Noodles, the kitten that I did. If you remember, I made 5 of these. So I have this one in burnout blanket, a tabby colour that I think is really cute with a little white face. But this little grey one, look at him. Is he not like the cutest little thing you've ever seen? And he didn't sell. So all 3 of the others did, but yeah, this one didn't sell. Again, they were quite late to the table. I think we were sort of like mid to late afternoon when these came out. Probably have sold if they'd been out all day. Yeah, maybe. Lots of people like cats, me included. So yeah, not really sure what happened there, but I do have 2 of them left. My beautiful lion has gone, and I'm a little bit sad because he was beautiful, but yes, he has gone. I'm going to have to make myself another one because I absolutely adore him. Yeah, he's gone to a great home, so I'll miss him, but he's off doing better things. I mentioned at the start, our big fluffy pink Loch Ness monster has gone. What's weird is that I did a massive reduction on this because everything looks a little bit different. I just had to go and grab my camera charger because it very kindly decided to die. Although it did say saving files, so here's hoping that it saved the last hour of footage or however long I've been yapping on. Anyway, Loch Ness Monster, that did go. But yeah, it got a big sale on it, and after it sold, I had another 2 people come back and ask if I'd got any more of them. So maybe there's a market for more fluffy Loch Ness Monsters. I did actually really enjoy making it. It was so satisfying to make in the fluffy yarn. I think it was Premier Little Bunny, I think it's called. And yeah, ended up being super popular after it had gone. Both of my beautiful mermaids sold. These I'd kept back for quite a long time because I wasn't sure if they'd go. And I can't remember we just sold something. I think it might be when my dad had just sold the big rainbow octopus sneak peek again. That one did sell. And I was holding things that were coming out of the bag, and yeah, I thought I'll put the mermaids out, and they sold so fast. So they're like the Elsa Frozen inspired one sold pretty much immediately, and then it must have been less than a minute later the other one sold. So yeah, they've both gone. We'll definitely be making more of those because I absolutely adore that pattern. It's so fun to make, and the customization options are just wild. So I actually freehanded the black hair because I just love that sort of style and I want to try and recreate it. So freehanded that one. Definitely going to make more and try and go a little bit more rogue with like the tail detailing. You can't see my hands, but like the tail detailing around the top, around the waist, and the hair. See what we can come up with. Mini Octos. Again, I left these very late, so I think when I was doing the market prep video, I'd got 5. I did manage to get it up to 9. I made some more that evening, but I was so tired the night before. I think it was like all the build-up just completely wore me out. So I did have 9, and unsurprisingly, all 9 sold. My favourite one was the pink, because that pink, I think it's Vaughn's Bunny Baby, I can't remember the name. If I can remember it, I'll put it below next to the Octo pattern, but that pink is just gorgeous. It's so vibrant and squishy. Love it. My mousse sold. This is a pattern test for Little Bean Stitches that I really enjoyed, and it sold. My dad did actually manage to sell an XL loaf cat because of the mousse, because when they were positioned, there's a cat next to it, and it kind of looked like the price tag for mousse, like mousse, whatever price it was, can't remember, was underneath the loaf cat. So he managed to get chatting to this lovely lady who was like, oh, the cat's called Moose. And yeah, she bought Moose the cat. He went off to a wonderful home. He did actually replace him with Biscuit the cat, who also zoomed off home. So yeah, he has a real thing for naming cats and selling them on. We have another one that didn't sell. However, I think this is probably due to the time of year, because it's very like autumnal kind of. Well, it's not, but it kind of is. Like, you know, you feel autumny. It's a little bit cold. You can wear your cozy hoodies and sweaters. You know, you're drinking your cold now pumpkin spice lattes. So not really Christmassy yet. So unfortunately, our beautiful Mrs. Claus did not find a home. I'm hoping if I can get in at the Christmas market I applied to, then she will find a home there, because she's so beautiful. Our Mystic Kitty almost found a home, but they actually went for the Leo Lion instead, which I thought was interesting, because both of these patterns are by the Crochet Zoologist, because they're both pattern tests for her, so they definitely had a type. Excitingly, in the Giant Octopus category, I had 2. I only have 1 left, and I was not like going to accept any offers on this one, really, because he is my bestie. I absolutely love him. I think, you know, at a market stall, especially with his colouring, he attracts so much attention. Everybody loves him, and I love him. I need to display him somewhere, whether it's in the living room or above my desk. I'm not sure which yet, but I'm really happy that he is still here. But I'm even more happy that the big rainbow one sold, because if you've been here for a while, I did have 3 at one point that were all ready to go. So we had a blue, what colour was the other one? We had the blue one, we had a white one with pink tentacle bits, and the rainbow one. And the rainbow one has finally found its home, which means as my husband is operating a 1 octopus out, 1 octopus in policy, then I can make another one. Actually, I had 3, so I can make 2 more. Let's talk about pigs. I don't know if there were any pig shows, because I didn't make it down as far, just to that bit. But I had 2, so we took 5 and came back with 2. So we have this one, this is a banana blanket, and then this one is a snug as a bug. Yeah, pigs, not massively popular. Like, they did okay, but I don't know. I kind of thought that agricultural show, maybe I should make more pigs, but I'm actually really glad that I stopped at just 5, because we'd have brought a lot more home. I did make like a chunky pusheen kind of inspired kitty, and he almost sold to a girl who was wearing a pusheen hoodie, which would have been very exciting, but she went for something else, and yeah, he went off to his new home. Regular sized rats, we had 8 of these, and all 8 of them sold. We also had, I can't pick them up, We also had 8 of the jumbo ones, and I still have 4 of these left. Usually like the creamy white ones are really popular, but not so much this time. We did sell out of the silvery grey, and then we sold a black and a dark grey, so I've got 4 left. Scrunchies, these seems to do really well at the beginning, and then it slowed down quite a lot, but so we have 13 left and I had 25, so we sold 12. We did rapidly run out of room on the table, so initially these were on the table, and then we just like pushed one of the chairs up alongside the table and put it on there. I think a lot of people probably walked past it, but actually it was great for people who were waiting to like get to the table to be able to browse when we had a bit of a queue, which happened quite a lot, and just freed up some room on the table for other things. So we have a black one left. I did start off making 2 of some of these, but then got bored and just made a rainbow. This yellow sold super quickly at the Highland show, but not this time. 2 of it is corally pink. The really bright, vibrant pinks and purples are still here. I have another purple and an orange. I have another purple and a white, a green and a coral. I had 2 like, I'm going to say army green, if you know what I mean, and they sold really quickly, so they were super popular. Sheep, I took 15 sheep. These were exceptionally slow to get started. I don't know why, but towards the end, sheep were flying out. I did have 3 left when the craft marquee closed at the end, and then this really lovely lady who was opposite and just a little bit along came over. She used wool in her creations and asked if she could buy the last 3 sheep for her display, so obviously we said yes. So yeah, we sold all 15 sheep. We also sold all 20 of the little jewel tone turtles as well. Again, these were really quick to sell at the Highland Fling, but a little bit slower. I think kids are more attracted to the frogs this time, to be honest, so you never know what you're going to get on the day. It's really hard to predict, and I think this has been a valuable lesson for me with that I can try and emulate what did well the last time I was at Penistone Show or when I was at Willow Farm in May, but it's going to be different people every time. If they bought something from me last year, they're probably not going to want the same. They'll want something different. So it's given me the confidence to keep making different things. What I had wished I'd made some of and taken is these, because I think these would have been great. Loaf cats, I had 10 and we sold 10? Yeah, had 10, sold 10. I also had one XXL loaf cat who did sell. I'm very happy to say that he has gone, so my house is feeling pretty good at the moment. We're not getting any plushies in it apart from all these ones here that are going to the post office in a little bit. These guys weren't on the list and I have no idea why. I didn't include them in my total stock count. Raccoons, so I have 2 big raccoons and 1 baby raccoon. These have been with me to the last 2 shows and haven't sold, but I do sell them on Etsy. I usually just keep these 3 as like market staples, I guess. I don't know why, but people aren't really loving the raccoons, so I might, next time one sells on Etsy, I might send some of these guys off so that they're not just loitering around my house. We just quickly added everything up. So in total we took 207 items and we sold 164, which is pretty good because yeah, it's about 3/4 of the stock ish. I think we're going with it, and I'm absolutely delighted with that, especially considering how slow it felt in the morning. And I won't lie, I was really stressed, but I did look back at my Square payment app to last year to see at what time it started to get busy, and it was literally exactly the same time. I think it was about 11 in the morning when it really started to pick up and sales started and did not stop, and yeah, we basically had the same thing all day. What I will say is that it made packing up a lot easier than it did setting up because there was a lot less to pack, but it was just the most wonderful day. The organisers this time were phenomenal, and I am very much hoping to be back again next year. As soon as applications open, I will be right there. I was checking the website relentlessly when it was getting close to when I was thinking of opening applications this year. So yeah, very excited for next year. Hopefully I'll be accepted. Fingers crossed I'll get into the Christmas show that I applied for. that's going to be it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment in the box below and tell me what you've been working on this week. And if you did enjoy it and you want to see more, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you back here same time next week.